Hello guys, welcome back to Surya Zone. So in today's video, we are going to see one of the important interview questions which you can expect in your SQL interview rounds. Okay, so I have prepared some 10 commonly asked question based on the differences between functions in SQL. Okay, so this is very important. The people who are attending an interview definitely will expect one question from this concept. Okay, so I have prepared some 10 questions out of which I am planning to create a video for a single question. Okay, if I create a single video for all these questions, then it will be a huge time, right? It will take so much time and the people also will refuse to see the full video. Okay, so per week I am planning to upload two questions. Like for example, in this week, Sunday and Wednesday, you can see difference between count star and count one, and you can see difference between union and union null. And then the next week you can see expect and intersect, and then primary key and unique key. So if I get some time and if the videos are reaching good, definitely I will create a I'll upload videos 3 days per week for this series alone. Okay. So if I go to Ring series, then again our process will continue. Like we will upload a video weekly once. Okay. Uh, so first let's start with the difference between count star and count one. Okay. Let's start. Cool. So before explaining the difference between count star and count one, I'll explain what count is. So count is nothing but it will count the total number of rows as per the query that we are writing. Okay. The next thing is count of star. It count the total number of rows from all the columns regardless of any values. Like which means it will count the null values as well. Here star is nothing but the wildcard character, which means or which represents all the columns in a table. Okay, and then the next thing is count of one. This also count total number of rows from all the columns, but it uses a constant value one for each row instead of actual data. So instead of taking the already presented data, it will make them as one and then count. So it will make the null value also as a one and then it will do the count. So there will be no difference between count star and count one. And few people may be in a misconception that what to say, count of one will count only the total number of rows in the first column like that. Absolutely not. Okay, so there is no difference between count of one and count of star. It will do the same way as the count of star works. The only difference is it will make the value as constant of one if we specify one. Okay, so let me run and show it to you. So count of star executes. So it's completed, right? 51 rows I do have. So if I do the same thing count of one, it will instead of reading all the data, it will make the actual value as one and then it will do the count. Okay, and that is also one, like we are getting the same value. So here it's not necessary to keep one. Actually it's the user behavior. Either they can write count star or count of one, or even they can write like here this is count of any values there now. So that is nothing but the one which I'm explaining now. So instead of count of one, you can provide any value. You can provide minus one as well, and it will give the same result. And you can also provide a string value here, like Surya is the best data engineer. Lol. Okay, so here we should give the single quotes. Let me run this. Yeah, this also given me the same. So now what this is doing for each row, each data, it will make this instead of considering the actual uh, data in all the columns of the all the rows, it will make them as Surya is the best data engineer and it will do the count. Okay, so now we do have 55 51 rows. Okay, cool. uh, yeah, and the only difference is between count star and count one is in few databases this count of one is a bit optimized, not much, not much. Okay, so in some databases it is, but not that much. So what we can say is this count star will count the actual data, right? If there is any nulls, it needs to count that as well. If there is any u and k, it needs to count that as well. But instead of doing uh, so that will take some time, right? If the data type of the column that is getting changed, so it will take time to count, right? But in some databases this is pretty much simple. Like as we are using count of one, uh, it will make all the data as one irrespective of any of the values in that. So that's why this count of one mostly people will prefer to use. But if you ask me, both are the same way. Like it is not actually the difference that okay, cool. And here we do have one more count function as well. So that is known as count distinct. So let's say count distinct. Sorry, so in few databases this, like in modern database like Databricks and all, this count distinct is available. But here in SSMS we can't use that. Like we can do one thing like count of, we can use the distinct inside distinct, and we have a category column in the table, category from dbo dot product. Okay, let me run this. So the distinct category is 7. If I simply give the column name category, it will it will count the entire category irrespective of null value or duplicate value. It will count everything. So the total category I have is 51, but the distinct is nothing but the unique, which is 7. Okay, and then one more thing is select count of, like I have added some null values in a column called, let me show that to you. I have added a null value in a column called product. Okay, let me just dbo dot product distinct product name. Okay, let me run this. So I have around 51 products in which one value is null. Okay, so when I simply count product name, sorry, when I simply count star, it will show 51. But if I specify the column name known as product name, it will show us 50. So you understood now, right? So the count of star and count of one, there is no difference at all. It will do the same way. The functionality is same. The only difference is if you specify the actual column name inside the count function, then it will not count the null values. Okay, and if you specify the distinct inside count function, it will count only the distinct record present in that particular column. Okay, I hope you guys are clear in this difference between count and count star. I hope this concept is clear for you people. If you like this video, please do share and subscribe, and share it with your friends who are learning for a data engineering interview. Okay, it will motivate me to create more quality contents. Okay, cool. Thank you guys. Bye bye. See you later.